1 in chat if you love the intro music. I press 1. Yeah, exactly, guys. Let me just get rid of the waiting time. We've waited long enough. Oh. Let's make sure that we got a clean white background instead of people walking in the back and whatnot. Yo! What is up, everyone? Good to have you here. So, Andrea Kimi Antonelli parked his Russell Mercedes Formula 1 car in the Parabolica wall. What an anticlimax for his hype. Not surprised after I saw the first lap though, gotta be honest. But for the ones that don't follow Formula 1, it's about free practice 1 in Formula 1 in Monza, Italy, which is, I think, still ongoing, right? So, what a start. Yo, Yuri, coming in hot again. It's the second time you do it, I think, during the countdown. Yeah, Yuri, thanks for the 5 gifts, man. That's awesome. Thanks for supporting the community and, of course, the channel as well. But mainly the community with the gifts as well. So, on one John, Santos Sainz, hey, nice to have you here, right? Sanu Mirp 90 and Hudson Hall. Make sure to fill in this form and we will get you sorted, as I'm going to bump you up to, or Jeroen, to the silver membership, because you are gifted bronze, but gifts always go up to a silver. So fill in the form, select bronze gifted, and then we get you sorted, okay? Yo, Yeri, thanks for pressing 1 as well. Appreciate the support, man. Very kind. Thank you. What's up, Adam, as well? Yo, guys, you're coming in hot, yo. Jeroen, good to have you here. Welkom, kerel. Goed dat je erbij bent. Joshua Trans Pro. T. Clepson, in other words. Odin, how you doing? Yeah, the intro music, man. Like behind the desk when the music, I'm like this, you know. I'm just vibing. Mr. Friends, how you doing? Hopefully you are well after your surgery recently, and yeah, you know, hopefully soon you'll have all your energy back and you're back to absolute normal daily life. But good to hear that at least everything went well. So, you know, that's good stuff. Daddy Hartman, welcome. Powell, oh yeah, so I don't know about that, but I do know that in 4 minutes we have some news, right? So that's why, as mentioned in the morning update, I am live now. Ali, welcome. Giannis, doing very well. Thank you. Thanks for being here as well. How are you doing? How are you guys doing? Bina, Serega, Gwendy Zoo. Good to have you here. Hopefully your girlfriend's not around. You can spend some time here. Leva, Ramsey, 11111. Yeah, good to see you guys. Serega, in the ABC from 49 to 62.7. We didn't even reach the 382 in wave B. Didn't even reach 1 in wave C. Is there any way to explain this, or am I doing it wrong? So I'll have a short look, right? Because again, we are going to keep an eye on local time frame price action. Okay. Now you're talking about, I guess, this ABC here. So I guess what you did is pull a fib from the low to the high here, and then toggle on the 382. So yes, the 382 indeed has not been touched, right? That's very uncommon for any corrective structure. But if you have a very low retracement, it would be more common probabilities for a wave B or X compared to a wave 2. That's just generally a wave 2 is deep between the 05786 most commonly. 382 is uncommon. Anything above the 382 is generally rare for a wave 2. So no, you're not missing it. That's absolutely correct. And if this is a wave C here, I think we just we actually hit the 1-to-1, by the way, because it depends on your pull, but if you remember, diagonal, low, high, flat, C. That is how I would count an ABC. With an impulse though, you gotta extend your 1 to the higher pivot to get a 4 and 5 really. But yeah, that's how I would count it. So yeah. Matt Eagle, thanks for your comment this morning. Good to have you here. Jackman, Alex, up or down, right? Exactly. Well, at least the word right. Up, down, or right. Right is always correct. Are we going down? Guys, yeah, everyone trolling. Been waiting to see your update from this morning video. Wanted to compare after my adjustment. Yeah, I saw. Yeah, it's good. It's always good. You know, do your own analysis, check what someone else thinks, but always follow your own plan, of course, right? John, welcome. Lux Sky, what's up, man? KZ World, Yuri Costa, Hunter. Today's news will shake the market. Yeah, let's so the plan, guys, the plan. We're gonna keep an eye, wait 1 more minute, see what the news does. If you don't know what I'm talking about with regards to the news, it's this stuff here, right? So 2:30 p.m. Central European Time, Friday, August 30. So let's see what happens on the lower time frame, right? That's most interesting, and then we take it from there. And then after seeing the first few minutes, we just shortly analyze this move to the downside. Maybe have a look at the 4 hour, but I have to go at 3 p.m., which is in pretty much the remaining 30 minutes. It's a very busy time, but that's because, as mentioned earlier in the week, but some people may not know, the sister of my wife is here. She's from South Africa. And another guy, Andre, also arrived here from South Africa, and we go to the Grand Prix in Monza later. I've been invited to go there. They are coming over here as well. So we go to the Grand Prix, but we go tomorrow morning. But today, want to go to Monaco. We have dinner there, yeah. So you know, busy times, I suppose. Okay, so you know, the clock hits 2:30 p.m. Let's see what happens on the chart if we get any sort of volatility, right? Mr. A. Swines, welcome. Good to have you here. Shem recovered well. That's what I like to hear. Average Kiddo, welcome. Jackman, Chester B Tester, maybe a Band-Aid Pie. What's up, Pie, man? Now I can recognize you. Gregor, what's up? Here's almost monthly closing. I don't really focus on monthly close, monthly open. That's not important to me, nor for my Elliott wave analysis. So I don't, you know, it might be true that at the end of the month you get a pump, but you would need to give me statistics. If you don't give me statistics, it's difficult for me to say yes or no. So in other words, someone needs to track all the previous months of previous years, go to the final 4 days, see how much price moved up or down in that period, and then come back to me and say, okay, in this % of the cases, we got a move up, and in this % down. That's the only way to answer this question. Is it possible that we are replicating something similar to what happened on the chart between September 11? I generally don't really go that far back, and now I'm more interested to look at local price action than going to 2023. It's much more important to focus on what's happening now. You know, like I don't really. I guess I have an idea of what you're looking for. But of course, with the live stream now, with the news that's hitting now, it's much more interesting to look at local price action. But Yuri Costa, make sure to just tag me in Discord. So just make a screenshot of the chart, tag me in Discord. I'll have a look. And maybe during the live stream in a little bit. But I want to focus on more local price action here for the moment. But I do think I have an idea of what you have in mind here. So you know, the chart doesn't repeat, but it does rhyme. So yeah, it's the typical quote. And sometimes some time frames are easy to count. Some time frames are difficult to count. You always, of course, pick the ones that are clear. So if you have difficulty to count the waves at, for example, a 4 hour time frame, but they are clear on a 1 hour or 15 minute, you stick around on the 1 hour 15, right? If they are not clear on a 1 hour, but they are clear on the daily, stick around on the daily. So sometimes the chart doesn't really give you a lot to play with, and you got to go to other time frames. Do you ever come to the conclusion that Elliott doesn't add up and just go, hey ho? I pretty much just answered your question, because there's always a time frame where things are clear. So if you're like, well, I don't really know what's going on this time frame, it's better to just go to another time frame where you have clarity, and then wait, patience, and then price develops, and then eventually on the time frame that was not clear, you get the clarity back. Yeah. Do you have a passion for motorcycles? I have a passion for, I guess, motor vehicles in like a passion. I love cars. Cars is my, I wouldn't say weakness, but I love cars. I love cars that make noise. That's what I like. I also like motorbikes that make noise. So I used to have a Yamaha R6 2010 limited Rossi edition. It's fun stuff. It accelerates so quick. If you would max the acceleration, you go from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 2.8 seconds or something. It's ridiculous. It's very fast. Great fun bike. And I don't really talk about cars in general on stream and stuff, but a motorbike is, I don't know, it's not expensive stuff. So, but yeah, I like motorcycles. I like motorbikes. I drive myself. And now I'm more looking here in France to like get some sort of a touring bike, a bigger bike, because then my wife can come with. Okay, so we have a bit of a wick. I think we're going to start the analysis in 2 minutes and get that done, and then answer some more questions as well. Zandra, welcome. Good to have you here. Haikun, watch your video this morning. You said markets will be open on Monday, but yeah, I didn't know. I don't follow the holidays and stuff in the US, but okay, I see. So I think someone in the comment section also mentioned like, our markets are closed, but I'm clueless because I don't really follow all that stuff. So good you tell me. So yeah, the markets then open on Tuesday, which means that Monday might actually also be a sideways day. Mike trying to Mike, absolutely not. Nothing of diamond is spoken in live streams nor in public groups. So I didn't read the full question, only read the first sentence. Only ask me in diamond. That's the only place. No worries. No worries. It's normal, not everyone knows. Serega, yeah, that would be an option. If wave C hits the 0.618 target, I agree. Give you touristic advice. If you like natural waterfall, you have some wonderful in the village of Pigna, Italy, close to the border and good. Okay, well, let me write this down, because we do live very close to the border of Italy. So I'm gonna, at least if it's next to France. But I open it in my other browser here. So thanks, look. Bears in control might take the low. I did not say the low at 49K. I mentioned the low at 57.8. There's a little 8K 8K difference there. But let's take it step by step. 49K is definitely still on the cards, right? And on the 4 hour, if you do move down and take the low at 56, that is when the probabilities really start to move towards bears as well. Let me explain why. Are you liking France so far? Absolutely. Weather is great. Sunshine, blue skies, ocean, lots to do. Yeah, so far it's been really, really good. Let's start the analysis. So I mean, locally, yeah, a bit of wiki price section. Nothing. Wow, nice one. Nothing really happened. I'm still in puberty. You heard that? 31 years young. I'm only getting it now. I'm developing. Adding a little bit of size wouldn't hurt though. I'm 175 meters. Okay. Set the timer. Yo, thanks, Mark. Let's see, 18 minutes. By the way, this is alcohol free. This is not beer as well. It's some sort of cider. I always have to manage or mention it. So start on the 1 hour. See we'll only take a few minutes, and then we quickly jump to the 4 hour. Might be interesting. Nothing really changed on the 4 hour though. So on the 1 hour time frame, currently the higher probability scenario is an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a wave A or 1. Looking for a sideways corrective structure in B or 2, and then another leg down in a C or a 3. A, B, C, and 1, 2, 3 is exactly the same structure. It is a 5, 3, 5, and then the question is, what happens here? Do you get a 3 or do you get a C? How low do you go? We don't know. But this structure to the downside at the moment is best counted as an impulse, not a 3-wave structure. I'll look at a 3-wave structure in a second. So in the arguably more bearish scenario, you look at an A or 1, B or 2, C or 3. Now this structure to the upside here has a higher probability of being a 3-wave structure, right? I mean, I guess everyone can agree. This looks very much like up, sideways, and up again. If this is bullish, we actually wanted to see another 4 and a 5 to create an impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, correction, another 5-wave move. We didn't. We got a 3-wave structure. And this is why the probabilities are higher to sooner or later take out the low here, right? Now, another thing that we can see is if we keep an eye on volume, you can also see that the highest amount of volume in this local trend up is in the high. And that is quite typical actually for wave Cs. But if we would count this as an impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Then we also want to see the highest volume in 3. But what we actually wanted to see afterwards is a 4 and a 5 to create another high on a lower amount of volume, which we never did. So in other words, probabilities are higher, this is 3-wavy, increases the probabilities that this is corrective, right? And therefore it increases probabilities for price to take out the low at some time, right? So that is the directional bias. Now the fact that price made this high here before the vertical line on the chart, the 0.382, which is a fib time taken from the start to the end of A or 1, to compare the move down with the correction, right? So we made a short 3-wave correction, finished before the 382. However, the fact we finished before the 382 actually lowers the probabilities that the correction in wave 2 or B here is finished, right? Because it is so short. It is a lot more common for any corrective structure to finish after the 382. So therefore, from a probabilities perspective, the probabilities are higher that a wave B or 2 in this scenario is not yet finished. In other words, the probabilities are higher. We're going to be here for a longer amount of time, ranging sideways for B/2, right? Because of the high that we made before the 382, and preferably we get a bigger, larger sideways corrective structure. Now, when we think about support and resistance areas, the daily here is interesting, and the daily naked point of control is interesting. As a high and a low of a potential range that is going to form here. Those would be like the two areas that are most interesting to me. We have a bit of resistance just above us here in the middle, right? 60k to 60.4k. It's almost like the middle of the range. If you would put a channel here, right, and you would select the middle of the channel, you're pretty much around that resistance as well. So it would be interesting to see if we can create a bit of a range there, right? We do have a little bit of resistance here, value area low of this bit, but the daily naked point of control would be your resistance above the high that we have here, right? So we communicated two probabilities. One, higher probabilities to take this low at some point. However, probability is higher, B or 2 is not yet finished, and we get a bigger sideways range. However, because of the 3-wave structure here, which can be counted as an ABC or WXY, doesn't even matter, a 3-waver, you have a lot of options from a corrective point of view. You can get a flat A, B, and then a C. Right? You can even get triangles, not allowed in a 2 by the way, but it is allowed in a B, right? You can have WXYs, you can have WXY There's many opportunities at the moment. So it's difficult to really say, okay, this is going to be the structure that we are looking for. Now, earlier today, I did mention that on a 15-minute time frame, the probabilities are higher to move towards the upside, right? So price was ranging over here. I think we literally recorded the video when price was at the low. And I mentioned that if you pull a fib from the high to the low, we can count on a 15-minute a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave structure. Toggle on the volume, highest amount of volume is in your wave 3. I mean, it looks like a pretty nice move to the downside. And if we count it as an impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we look for a correction, we pull a fib from the high to the low, and we got a bit of a bounce and then a slow retracement, but we never even hit the 382, which is rare, right? For any corrective structure, I don't care if you're looking for 1, 2, 3, ABC, WXY, something else, you at least want the 382 to be touched, right? It's very rare not for that to happen, right? So that is, for example, Saraga that happened, right, at the first retracement after 49K, but it is very rare. So that was a reason for the probabilities to be higher to look for a bounce towards the upside, right? And therefore also interest to have an eye on potential bullish CVDs. Now I mentioned two resistance areas. First, the value area high with the 0.5, which actually the value area high is a little bit lower than it was this morning. If you watch my morning update, that's why my box was here, because the value area high was here, but now it's not, now it's here. So actually I have to move my box lower, but it doesn't matter. Second area, golden pocket here with the order block. And in the middle here, we have a daily naked point of control at 6125. So that is your area of resistance to the upside. Now, as we can count a potential impulse here to the downside, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we have to be aware of this also being a corrective structure for then a 5, 3, 5 structure, possibly taking the low and then a wave A, zigzag in a wave B, maybe hit the daily. Would be nice if the daily acts as support. Where is it? Well, so pump, hit it, move down, hit the daily, look for signs of strength, get another move up, move to the daily naked point of control. And that'd be your first structure being a flat in that case. So that would be a regular flat in that case. Of course, your invalidation is the high. So I don't want to go in too much detail in, okay, what corrective structure are we looking for? The range is still very young, but there is definitely a potential 5-wave here, and a 5-wave move is never alone. It always needs a partner leg. So that would give the potential to the bigger flat to have a 3-wave, a 5, 3, 5, take the low, move up, take the high, hit the daily naked point of control, take it from there. So that's definitely interesting. Of course, generally when we have an idea of, okay, we might actually get a range, right? There's the potential of a range. What is, of course, always interesting is trade the range until it breaks. Now, there's by no means any financial advice anywhere on the internet, go to your bank or whatever. But there is the potential here for a range to form where we have a daily naked point of control and a daily as potential boundaries. So those are in areas of interest to look for the reaction. Now, I never have any limit orders. I'm not a limit order trader. I'm a market order trader. I wait for price to show me it wants to reject or find support. I never catch the high, I never catch the low, I catch the middle of the sandwich. Right? That's what I'm looking for. So, but there is at least a potential here for a ranging structure. So it would arguably be quite interesting. So yeah, that is your scenario here, and your bearish scenario or your bullish scenario would be that this is a 3-wave structure. So you would need this to be an ABC, right? This then has to be a W. Then you're looking for an X and a Y. And the reason that I'm talking about an X and a Y here is because you do preferably not break this low here at 56. If you take the low at 56, I'll explain it in a second. The probabilities go down for the bulls on the higher time frame as well. So we can count A, B, C here, okay, and then this has to be some sort of, now we have to go into, okay, what can this be, right? This is clearly a 3-waver. We have a pretty straight line down. You would need to go to lower time frames to figure out if this is a 5 or 3, but definitely a potential 5 in here. But you can't have zigzag, correction, zigzag when you take the low here for a WXY sideways. So WXY at the moment that I have here on my chart has a lower probability than counting this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so probability is higher to take the low at the moment. Now, as more information comes in, we'll see what happens. But at the moment, that is the case. It's the only thing we can do is use today's info for probabilities. Now then finally, on the 4-hour time frame, your this doesn't even make sense anymore. Actually, I want to remove this one. I will do that right now during the stream as well. This was a flat. This was never, like, if you see me talking about this flat, never an option, very low probabilities. The only reason I show it and talk about this is so that I can tell people that it is low probabilities, because you will see it online here and there. The reason it's low probabilities is because it is so incredibly long in time compared to your move up. Plus, wave C needs to go below A. It is very rare for a wave C in a flat ABC, 3, 3, 5, to not go below A, because then you have a running flat ABC, which is the most rare flat structure, where wave C does not take the low of A. Plus, this range here is 5 to 6 times longer than your move up. So for people that like to count this as a wave 1, 2, 3, it's low probabilities. It's never 0, but it's very low. You at the moment would be looking at a running flat because of the size of this range. Probabilities are low. We are still in an impulse down for C. So you'll be looking at a running flat, very rare, and a very, very long wave 2, 5, 6 fifth time, like 5 to 6 times longer than your wave 1, which is also uncommon, very uncommon for a wave 2. So therefore, it doesn't actually really make sense. So your most bullish scenario at the moment, I mean, besides the fact it is the most bullish anyway, because it's a double 1-2, but the problem for the bulls is if you take this low, the only bullish scenario really that gets like higher probabilities than the flat is a triangle. And the triangle is then in a wave 1, the daily. So we go up in time frames, but I'll talk about that in a second. So the thing is that, of course, this scenario is invalidated if you take the low at 56.1. That is why I've been talking about this low. Right? It's an important one on the chart. Now, can we count a 5 wave in here? No, it's not pretty. It's not pretty. There's a very slim chance we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yes, it is possible, right? It is possible. So yes, we can count a 5 waver in here. Can we count a 5 waver in here? It's a little more challenging. I never really went in detail during this structure here because of the amount of mess, very rangy. It's an expanding diagonal as well. Not even sure if it's valid or not. Didn't measure everything in detail, but somehow you need to get a 5 wave move in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where this is your 3, 4, 5, and somehow here you need a 1 and a 2. Possibility, yeah, maybe, but I'm not interested to count this in detail. Preferably, I just simply look here. Right, this is my preferred area of interest, and the thing is that at the moment probabilities are higher. This is a 5. Probabilities are higher. This is a 3. So probabilities are higher to take the low. And then we'll take it from there. Probability is higher to look for a bigger range and a potential C down. But if you do take the low at 56, it's not great for the bulls. Because, of course, we have that flat ABC, which is not a great scenario. And then you pretty much get to your last resort for the bulls, which is a bigger triangle here. A, B, C, D, E, and a bigger W, X, Y, and then move up. But it's too early to call triangles. So if you take 56, the bulls start to really get into some deep waters. Right? It's not going to be pretty. The probabilities start switching. So got to be aware of that 56K low. It invalidates a double 1-2. A flat here is very long, plus it's a running. It doesn't make sense to count this anymore, unless this is a 2. But anyway, so then you have the triangle left. So there you go. That's the analysis and the probabilities. Probabilities locally. At the moment, higher to still take this low at a later stage. Would be nice to see. So probability, first of all, probability is high. This is a 5 waver, and we look for a 3 and a 5 to still take this low later, preferably after the weekend, to get the second leg down. Now, the reason for the probabilities have been explained. So if you missed it, go to the analysis a little bit earlier. However, because this move is very short in time compared to the drop, probabilities are higher to range. right? And we don't yet know in detail what type of structure we may get, but there's the potential for a 535, 535, take the low, move up, and this would be a flat structure. And this could be the beginning of then a bigger sideways structure. And then after the weekend, you might then get your leg down. It's something I will keep an eye on. Interesting areas or boundaries for a range is the daily and the daily naked point of control on my chart, with the middle here acting as resistance at the moment. And on a 4-hour time frame, yeah, just make sure you keep an eye on that 56k low. It's an important one for the bulls. So yeah, just a short update with regards to the plans. Or I will write this as well in the community post section and in Discord. But tonight I cannot provide you with an update. Not that probably anything is changing, but the reason is, I mean, you never know because it's a news day. I mean, we may as well either like dump hard or pump hard. Who knows? You never know in these days. But I can't provide an update tonight because I'll be out for dinner. Tomorrow, very early morning, we're going to be driving to Monza. I will take my gear with me. So I will bring my laptop, my microphone. I'll bring everything with. And then hopefully in the hotel at some moment in time, I can provide you with an update. Now, of course, on the channel, you will know probably by now, if you are a regular, that on the banner it says weekend random. And this is one of those weekends where it's absolutely random because we go to Monza, watch the quali, watch the race, and on Monday we are in Milan for one day, and then we're back. So I will try to provide you with content during the weekend, and on Monday it will be hotel room stuff, and then probably live streams because those are easier for me. But I have no agenda. I don't know when I have Wi-Fi, when I have the time and stuff. So bear with me. But at least you know, and I'll make sure that everyone knows as I am going to write a post soon. Let me have a look here. We might need a little bit more time, but we will be they will be here a little bit later, but there's no problem. So answer a few questions. See what's up. We answered these here. We were here. Looking forward to the balls to drop and the voice to deepen. Yo, T. Clapson. Just know it's still working, so watching with a delay. No problem, Merp, thanks for being here. Random question. If we're looking at a wave 4, consisting of a running flat, which wave 4 are we looking at right now? Relax, bro. What time frame are you talking about? So a wave 4, if we're looking at a wave 4 consisting of a running flat, anyway, does the minimum target for the 4 count as reached if only wave A but not wave C? Yes. The answer to your question is yes. Even I don't know where the running flat is, but yes. Because wave 4 in its entirety somewhere hit the 0.236. Thanks, Yuri. And great to hear you're doing well as well. That's most important. I like to see it. Love to hear about how people are doing as well with their trading and their stories. I love stories. Everyone has their own trading story. Sometimes I've been thinking about to add a story channel where people can write a little bit about their story, because I myself I love hearing about people's trading journey and where they are and what they're working on, maybe some goals they have. It can be very inspiring, it can be motivating, but at the same time, it can also be very supportive, right? If people struggle, then you have a whole community. So it's nice. Welcome, Carl. There's always ready to answer. Yeah, thanks, Jiri. And yeah, Odin, Adam, amazing mods in Discord. And then, of course, Jeroen, maybe a Band-Aid, and Mark, also active in Discord, answering many questions, also in the streams. They're all here. So you know, like it's I'm happy that you're happy, and of course all the thanks to the blue badges you see in the chat and the green names that you see in Discord. Yeah. Can it not be a running triangle from the 5th of July? Wait, 5th of July. Low probabilities, because the probabilities are much higher. This is an impulse. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. End of an impulse. Because a wave A in a triangle needs to be a 3-wave structure. But this is higher probability and impulse, which is, it's not allowed. You can't only have a 5-wave in A. The green name doesn't count. What does count is what they can do with the green name, though. Be aware. Be aware. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul. Oh, by the way, guys, if you wanna follow the journey of Koen & Co at Formula One this weekend, make sure to check out my Instagram. I'm actually active again already for a while now on Insta. It's in the description. Do not look for koenztrading. Do not search for koenztrading in Instagram, because of course, as the channel grows very quick, there is also scammers. So do not get baited. All right. So just in the description or in Discord. In Discord, I have a channel, social media, and in the description, those are the places to go. Right. Don't go to your social media app and look for my name, because you'll see like 5 or 10 different koenztrading pages. So, but yeah, I'll be posting content there and about like later today and tomorrow and Sunday and Monday and whatnot. And then of course I'll have my gear with me, and whenever I can, I'll try to provide you guys with an update as well. T. Welcome back. What's up, Kevin? Yesterday you say you're more for the bulls if we take. Yeah, expanding diagonal in A, Seriga, then a 3-wave B, and looking for an impulse down in a C. But that means expanding diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, starting at the all-time high, and then the low is, I think, 49K, and then you look for a 3-wave correction and another 5-wave move. But then expanding diagonal is rare, so I don't want to cover it at the moment. Oh, cheers, relax, bro. I'm gonna be Faizan, hit me up on Discord. I'm in Milan, so while I'm there, happy to meet. Just send me a message on Discord, send me a DM, and we'll get something sorted. I'm sure would be fun. I've met several people from the community already. Whenever I can, I always love to meet people. Had lunch with someone, went go-karting with another. Said hi also to people here in France. Martin, good afternoon. Samith, Odin. Oh, Odin. Not on YouTube. Sufyan, learn a lot from you. I'm happy to hear that. That's one of the goals, education. I always learned. The best thing I learned, I always check if price is moving. I check if it's corrective, then it will break the high of the. And patience. So what you actually communicate is patience. Right? You always check if price is moving. The word check is patience. It's a synonym, I suppose, for patience. You see and wait what price is going to do, and then based on the reaction, you can act. Did you pick up any? Yes, we did. Yes, we did. We got a mustard vanilla, we got a mustard lemon, and we got a mustard, another one. I don't know the third. It's like bigger chunks in there. I'm in a short from the swing failure pattern. Good one. Make sure to manage it well. Manage it well. Could we see a rejection? We are at a bit of resistance here. Arguably, my box should be a bit bigger. Not because, now price has hit my box, so I can say it hit my box. No, it's actually because this morning, the value area high of this range was a little bit higher. If you check the morning update, the previous video, the value area high was at the 0.5. So it has dropped slightly, and now we hit it here. So, but I didn't check the charts between the morning update and this video. So I always want to include the confluence, which includes, of course, the value area high. So let me just do that. Looks pretty. But okay, I gotta go. Gotta go. So tonight, no update, right? I'll make sure to write a post. Not expecting too much to change compared to what we have covered. But yeah, just so you know. And this weekend will be hectic. Make sure to follow Instagram if you want to know what's up, because it's going to be fun stuff. I'll make some videos, make some pictures. I'll be talking to you. If you ask me questions, I'll be happy to answer them on Instagram as well. And yeah, we're going to have a fun time. So thanks for being here. Always mustard, Versace mustard. It is premium, yeah, but it's nice. It's nice. An ad every 5 minutes. Oh, that's not. I don't know if YouTube is. That's not like my setting for ads is on conservative. It's the lowest option. The only lower option is to turn it off. So I can choose ad frequency, conservative, balanced, aggressive. It's on conservative. Lower earnings potential, because I don't really care. Less interrupted viewer experience. The only reason I turn it on, like the ads, is because then after the stream is finished, YouTube automatically puts a few ads in somewhere in the video. If I turn everything off, it doesn't, and I have to do it manually. Okay, that's interesting. I guess I can turn it off. It's just a little bit more work. 1 second here. 1 second. Wife is calling. You know how it goes. Okay, so that was my wife calling. They're gonna be on their way very soon. So thanks everyone. Wife and not fiance, I know. Thanks everyone for being here. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream, and make sure you trade safe. It is a new C day. Nothing too much happened here during the news, but of course New York is gonna open in 25 minutes. So see if anything happens. And yeah, the moment the weekend hits, most often during the weekend, price goes sideways. So yeah, let's see where we are then. So yeah, probabilities and scenarios have been communicated, and yeah, that's the only thing we can do, and then act accordingly based on plans and strategies that we all have with our personal tools in the toolbox. No, so yo, make sure you trade safe, and I will see you soon again.